Alright everyone, what is up? It's your boy Otsutsuki here, back at it again with another spanking hot what if for y'all. As today, I've been thinking, I do a whole bunch of what ifs with only Naruto or Deku in them. And then I think, I'll do one with Naruto and Sasuke today. So, I was thinking of a topic and I came up with one. What if Naruto and Sasuke were Otsutsuki? Hope y'all enjoy this. What if smash that like button for more great content? I don't really think I have any a notification bell right now, so sorry about that. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you can to help make this channel great. As the two will be Kaguya's sons. Yes, Kaguya's sons. Well, but no, they will not be taking the place of Hagoromo and Hamura. Okay? Okay. Good. Now that we're all in agreement here, let's get started with the what if. Also I forgot to mention, Hagoromo and Hamura will be replaced because I have something special in mind for those two. Okay? So, Hagoromo and Hamura will be replaced with Indra and Ashura. I know Ashura's ear is ginormous, forgive me, but seriously, it's impossible to find Indra and Ashura with horns. As for Indra, just for the sake of the frigging what if, and because the fact that he never takes the darn thing off, that headband will be like his horns. Just all around his head. Okay? Because I mean, seriously, I have not seen one picture of Ashura without his headband thingy. Maybe as a baby, but seriously, he always has the headband thingy on. So it will be his horns. As the two, pretty much, they take the place of Hagoromo and Hamura in this, as, well, Indra takes the place of Hamura, and Ashura takes the place of Hagoromo. Now the two would be against Kaguya in an epic battle of epic proportions, as they would then use the planetary devastation seal on Kaguya as they would create the moon, and that part would kind of go to canon. However, what the two did not know was, well, time skip backwards, flashback 1 year before the battle. Kaguya would be with Ishiki, as she and he would sort of mate, as they were actually in love in this one. And then Kaguya, well, she would have 2 kids 9 months after. Now, this is 3 months before Kaguya gets sealed, okay? As she would be giving birth 3 months before she gets sealed. As one of the children would have white skin, 6 black lines, which right now they are thin, okay? That's what they're gonna look like when he's older. And he had 2 brown nubs and some blue hair. As Kaguya and Ishiki would then And as Kaguya would then say, Naruto. The boy's name will be Naruto. As then she would basically have another child who would have pinkish human looking skin with black hair and pinkish human looking nubs, as he would have these two eyes. Well, right now he would have regular Sharingans, because I mean, seriously, I can't make them both OP in the beginning. Okay? Okay. So, Naruto and Sasuke would be born. I shouldn't say this one will be named Sasuke. As the two would then and smile and giggle as she would then hug the children. As Ishiki would enter and see his beloved. Now, as I said, now, as I said, Ishiki and Kaguya love each other. However, Ishiki is still damaged in battle. What do I mean by that? Allow me to explain. Ishiki would come to Earth as it would be 3 months later. Now Naruto and Sasuke would each be 3 months old. As well, Naruto, Ishiki, and Kaguya would be basically about to fight Indra and Ashura. As Ashura, and as pretty much Indra would use a forbidden technique, which is more such what the Ancient One did to Doctor Strange in the Doctor Strange movie. You know, punching him, open palm slamming him out of his body. As Ishiki's body would then fall over and basically die, as Ishiki's soul would be flying away. As then, well, he would pretty much find a farmer. Nay, yes, in this one, Jigen is a farmer. A farmer named Jigen, and would pretty much just give him the karma seal. As he would then say, and, well, pretty much, he would then put himself in a giant crystallized orb to meditate and harness his strength. Well, and Jigen would be doing this to meditate and kind of push back Ishiki's consciousness. As Ishiki, and as we go back to the battle, as Kaguya would be enraged by this, as she would summon two all-killing ash bones out of both of her palms, as she would say, "Die, you pathetic half-breeds," as she would scream and run at, well, Indra and Ashura, as Ashura would dodge, but Indra, well, he would not be hit, so to say, but, well, a piece of his clothing would be, as then, pretty much, Indra's cloak, or his robes, would vanquish into, well, ash. As he then said, "Ugh, gotta make sure that doesn't hit me." As the two would then use, as about 4 hours later, the two would use the planetary devastation on Kaguya, as she would then say, I hate you both. I hate you, Indra, and I hate you, Ashura. I hate you both more than anything. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. As she'd be screaming and crying at the same time, letting out nothing but bloodlust and rage and killing intent. As she would say, when I get out of here, I'm going to rip you both to shreds. As she would then be sealed and the moon would be created. As Indra and Ashura would have two daughters, as Ashura would have two daughters. Their names would be Hamara. I mean, their names would be Hamara and Hagarama. As Indra, as Ashura would have these two children with a half Otsutsuki woman. That is why they have horns and why they are, well, I mean, one of them at least has horns, as the other has no horns. As, well, pretty much Harama and Hagarama, Harama and Hagarama would, and Hagaroma and Harama would be would basically, going down the whole Indra and Ashura path. Like canon, they would battle. As when the two died, they would be reincarnated and that whole process would go on. As we skip 120 years, as now Naruto and Sasuke have the bodies of 5-year-olds, as also one other tiny, maybe possibly even major change. Momoshiki will be Ishiki's brother, like blood brother, born from the same brother, same mother, same father, like that. As well, as I said, it's 120 years past. Naruto and Sasuke would both basically look like 4-year-olds. As they would then say, Uncle Ishiki, where is Mom and Dad? Uncle Momoshiki, where is Mom and Dad? As Momoshiki would then say, how am I gonna tell them? They're gonna rip them humans apart. For sure. If I tell them. As he then says about that, I'll tell you when you're older. As Naruto would then say, okay, Uncle. As Sasuke would then say, okay, Uncle. Now, by this time, Sasuke would already have a Tutomoe. As... oh, God. Hold on. Okay, I just fixed it. Anyways, as we do another time skip. Yeah. we do another time skip of 500 years. As Naruto and Sasuke, they would look like, well, 6-year-olds now. As the longer and longer they get, the longer, and the older they get, the longer amount of time it takes for them to age. Okay? That's pretty much how Otsutsuki aging works. As it takes like 120 years for you to become 4, 500 years for you to become 6. You get the idea. As Naruto and Sasuke would be 6 years old. But, well, to Otsutsuki years, they'd be 6 years old. However, in human time, they'd be 620 years old. As, well, Naruto would go over to his brother and to his uncle again and say, "Uncle, may you tell us what happened to our parents?" As Momoshiki would then sigh and say, "I'll tell you when you're a bit older." As we skip another 1,000 years. We skip 1,000 years. As Naruto and Sasuke would legally, in Otsutsuki years, be 9. So would say, "Uncle, please tell us." As he'd then say, "I'll tell you when you're both 14. I'll tell you when you're both 10. Understood?" As they then say, "Yes, uncle." As well, 1,500 years later. Yes, that would mean it's been 3,120 years since Naruto and Sasuke were born. As they then say, "Uncle, we're each 10 now. May you please tell us?" As Momoshiki would basically, as Momoshiki would then frown with what appeared to be annoyance, as his frown would then turn into a smile, as he would then say, "Very well. Your parents went on a mission to a planet called Earth. Well, not really a mission. They had personal business to do there. As well, your mother would go missing, and so would your father. As I only know some of the details. They went there to fight against 2 people. They were known as, or as they called them, disgusting half-breeds. Or, as your mother said, and I quote, "those disgusting half-breeds." As Naruto would then say, "Half-breeds? Wait, you mean half Otsutsuki?" As he would then say, "Bingo. They went down to that planet to fight these 2, and they haven't been seen since." But yeah, we don't really know. Oh, what happened to your parents? But if you want any answers, you'll have to go to Earth. The only reason why I waited this long to tell you was, well, to make sure you both were of age. As after all, you two, Naruto, you are the king in waiting. Soon to be king, actually. Remember that. As Momoshiki in this, he kind of has a. Well, of course, he still is power hungry, but he kind of has a soft spot for his two nephews, as even if he wanted to become the king, he would not kill his nephews, as yes, he and his brother would have a whole bunch of squabbles and argue a lot about power, but in truth, Momoshiki had a giant soft spot for his nephews, as he would, as Momoshiki would then say, "All right, now, if you two are going to Earth, you're going to you're going to need to train." As well, they would train till the age of 12, which would be another 2,000 years. As yeah, Naruto and Sasuke are now 5,120 years old. As oh, by the way, in Otsutsuki years, these guys can live to be a million. A million years old in Otsutsuki years. As basically, they're frickin' immortal. Okay? As Naruto and Sasuke would have been training like seriously. Naruto would have awakened his third eye, as well, he had blue and black eyes. They would call these two Ojutsus the Narugan, or Naruto's eyes. As his third eye, they would call the Rene Tenseigan, as it would be like a combination of a Renegon and a Tenseigan. As Naruto would basically be in, pretty much imagine this type of attire, except royal looking. As Sasuke, on the other hand, he would have opened a sort of new mixture of a Renegon and a Sharingan, as they would also count this as they would then call this the Sasagan, or Sasuke's eyes. As they were the only two with this special dojutsu. As now you may be wondering, why is there truth-seeking orbs floating above his head? Well, he kinda just likes it looking like those things you have at hulas, covered with the giant flowers that people put on their heads. Basically, he likes that, except truth-seeking orbs. However, they can grow to their normal sizes and float behind his back if he wanted to. They can still be used like normal truth-seeking orbs. As Naruto's truth-seeking orbs are black with a bluish aura. As Sasuke's, as you can see here, are black with orange aura. As the two would then say, and as Momoshiki would then say, "Alright, you two, you're going to the Earth, right?" As they then say, "Yes, uncle." As you then say, "Good. You'll be able to find out what happened to your parents, as they have missed 12 years of your freaking lives." So yeah, you might want to see them. And if you see my brother, punch him in the gut for me. As they would then say, yes, Uncle Momoshiki. As Momoshiki would then say, now, while you two are gone, I'm going... Well, of course, if it's okay with Naruto, while you two are gone, may I be sort of in the place of general or commander, as, of course, Momoshiki would not want to take the title of king away from his nephews, as he cares about them too much. Yeah, now yes, he would definitely want to take the title of king away from his brother, but not for his nephews, as he would actually have a heart for them, and not just being a power-hungry maniac. As, well, Naruto and Sasuke would enter their home, and as Naruto and Sasuke would pretty much begin to float and begin to fly to the earth. As Momoshiki would then say, alright, now to rule the planet now to rule the planet, well, peacefully, until they get back. As Momoshiki would pretty much be ruling the planet peacefully and quietly. I mean, quietly as in without wars. As quietly as in without fighting or wars. Pretty much, he would peacefully be ruling the planet. As Naruto and Sasuke, on the other hand, would pretty much be flying towards the earth. As Naruto would... And as Naruto and Sasuke would begin hovering above the earth. Like right before they were in the earth's atmosphere. As Naruto would then say, so this is the planet Mother and Father disappeared on. What a coincidence. Yes, what a coincidence indeed. As Naruto would then say, oh well, I guess there isn't much time to dilly-dally. As Naruto and Sasuke would go to planet Earth kind of well prepared, as their uncle would have told them how the aging system works there, how people can die at the age of 60 to 102, as well, from old age, of course. As Naruto would then just laugh as he would say, 60 to 102? Jesus, talk about some babies. They wouldn't even be 4 years old. Damn toddlers. As Momoshiki would also tell them how chakra works, or, of course, how humans use chakra. As Naruto and Sasuke were prepared to see some amateurs, or a whole bunch of amateurs using chakra wrong. As Naruto and Sasuke would be floating above the earth, as we go to the moon. Well, Naruto and Sasuke aren't going on... Sorry. As Naruto and Sasuke themselves are not on the moon. However, we're pretty much going into this... they're not going to the seal, just... You understand what I mean. Right now, you guys are being viewed into the seal, where Kaguya is. As Kaguya would be in the seal, just wondering how her children were, and she wanted to see them a lot. As she would then see, well, as she would basically be observing everything through the seal, as she would cease. Hold on. As Kaguya would then see two Otsutsuki floating down to the earth, as she would then say, huh? Did they already send down did Momoshiki send down a pair to harvest from the earth or something? As she would then see the royal symbols and colors on their clothing, as pretty much on Naruto's clothes, he would have some purple lines with black tomoe, or white tomoe in this case, as he would have some yellow lines with white tomoe. As Sasuke would pretty much be wearing the standard Kaguya robes, except imagine they're fit for a male. And they're basically made for Sasuke, as they're both 7 feet tall. Yes, I know. Naruto's freaking 4 feet tall in the canon. Well, not today, because I don't like short characters. And seriously, everyone is terrified of Galactus in the Marvel Universe, not only because he devours planets, but because he's ginormous. Now, if Galactus was the size of a music box, would you be terrified of him? No, you'd think he's cute. As pretty much Naruto and Sasuke would each be 7 feet tall, as they'd be floating down to the earth. As Kaguya would see their royal robes, and then see their hair colors, and their horns, as she would then slam the seal and say, "Damn you, Ashura! Damn you, Homer! Damn you, Indra! I will end when I get out of here. I swear I'll end you." And she's angry. Basically, she is not happy in the slightest. Like, she will rip you to shreds if you even blink at her wrong. As she then gives a message to Zetsu via, well, telepathy, or basically the ability of mind speaking, speaking with your mind, as Zetsu is manipulating the Akatsuki like usual. As they're preparing for an attack on the Leaf Village. As Zetsu is just standing there, like often, with his monotone voice. As then he hears Kaguya. As he then says, "I have to go." And he sinks into the earth. And basically teleports away. As Kaguya, and as he would then say, "Yes, mother, what is it?" As Kaguya would then say, "Hey, we have something important to talk about." As Kaguya would then say, "Hey, remember how I told you you have 2 brothers who are not Indra or Ashura?" As he'd then say, "Yes, but didn't you say they were on your homeworld? As she would then say, yes, but look at this. As she would then pretty much view her memories of the two floating down to the earth into Zetsu's mind, as he would see the two float down to the earth. Now, of course, he would obviously know that Sasuke and that Naruto is Kaguya's child because he has sort of a combination of curved and bunny ear shaped, and of Kaguya's bunny shaped horns, except curved downward. Well, pretty much one of them is curved upward just a bit too much. Well, no, only the angle, as if he was right in front of you. His horns would basically look like that of a dragon's, going up, then curving up, and then going down, but still curving upward, as then there would be the tip of the horn. As Naruto, and as he would then say, so these are my brothers? I should then say, yes, and they're coming down to the earth. I want you to protect them, watch over them, and, well, at first, try to watch them without being detected. As she would tell Zetsu to do this because she wanted to know if or if not her sons had been trained properly, or if they'd been trained at all. As we go into a dark cave, just a dark cave surrounded by chakra, holded together by chakra, as in this dark cave is a man sitting in a crystallized case, as Jigen is just in them. As we go to this man's mindscape, as we see Jigen and then Ishiki, as Ishiki is trying to trick Jigen like normal, but Jigen in this timeline is not falling for it. As Ishiki then feels a godly presence on the earth, as Jigen can kind of feel it too. As on the outside of their mindscape, the crystallized orb they're kind of in just cracks. Well, not fully, just a crack opens up. As Jigen then says, huh? How? That isn't possible. This was made to hold you in here. How are you doing this? As Ishiki would then say, this is not me. It appears that others of my kind have arrived to this world. And they appear to be stronger than me if they have been able to crack this shielding of yours. As when this shielding is cracked, well, we both know that all of your chakra will have been used up. Because, your chakra literally is this shielding. You put it all into this shielding. As then when you die, I'll take over your body. And when all of your chakra is used up, I'll take over your body. And then, well, I'll have some unfinished business to do. As Jigen would then say, I would never let that happen, you demon. I would never let that happen, Ishiki. You will not control me. As Ishiki would then say, maybe not now, but soon. As we go into pretty much the sand village, as, well, we're like sort of in the clouds, as Naruto and Sasuke then decide it would be easier if they split up. As Sasuke then says, as I will go to two villages, you will go to other two, and then together we will go to the last. Understood? As then they would say, as then Naruto would say, of course. As Sasuke would then say, good, brother. Now, we just need to find out where mom and dad are. As, well, Naruto, Sasuke would be floating down as Naruto would then say, wait, brother, we need, you may have forgotten, but this world is populated by beings who would call us demons, be terrified of us, and of course, have things called seals. They'd be able to seal us away for being freaks, for being what they call quote unquote freaks. Or they'd try to use us as breeding tools to get our get our powers into their so-called powerful bloodlines. As Naruto and Sasuke then say, you're right. Very smart one, very smart brother. As Naruto then say, I know. As Naruto would then turn into something like this. As he then say, alright, brother, you. Now your turn. As Sasuke would then turn into this. As he then says, is this good enough? As Naruto then say, that's a very nice genjutsu. And I think, yes, your genjutsu will work. Do you think mine will work? As Sasuke would then say, meh, it'll work. As Naruto and Sasuke would go down to the pretty much mortal plane. As Naruto would float down to the sand village. As Sasuke would float down to the no. Naruto would float down to what appeared to be an old, ruined village, as Sasuke would float to the cloud. As Naruto would look around to see this village is destroyed, ruined by war. As Naruto then say, what the dickens went on here? I'm seriously, it looks like my brother and I were playing. I'm seriously, it looks like me and my brother were playing for 5 seconds here. As Naruto would then say, as he would look. By the way, if you have no idea where Naruto is, he is at the ruins of the well, I believe it's Whirlpool. Yes, he's at the Whirlpool village. Or I believe it's Uzugakure. Uzugakure. Or the Whirlpool village. As Sasuke is in the cloud. As he sees a whole bunch of people. And he's just like, so this village appears to be populated. Now, where's the leader of this village? So I may ask them if they have any books or anything on my parents. Excuse me, sorry guys. And Sasuke would basically ask around to say who's the leader of this village, as a villager would then say that would be the Raikage. As he would then say, okay, so this Raikage, hold on, my gods. Yes, it's coming out later today. Okay, so, and, I mean, if I want this ship to be what I have decided, then no. But he is the reincarnation of someone much, 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 much powerfuler. And I am not telling anyone, well, I forgot his name, but the guy knows who he is if he watches this video. He knows who he is. For I will do any what if he asks me of. And the guy just recently changed his picture to that of Momoshiki. Which, I mean, Momoshiki's he's awesome. And seriously, the guy can absorb elements with one palm. And then I believe with the other, he can shoot them out. Or is it with both palms? Anywho. Now, Sasuke would be walking around as he would go to the Raikage's office. As he would then say, "Hello, sir. Do you have any books? Do you have a library or something here?" As the Raikage would then say, "Yes. What are you looking for, sir?" As Sasuke would then say, "Oh, I am looking for a book. Or something about one or two subjects. Two people I'm looking for. Their names are Kaguya, Otsutsuki. Their names are Kaguya and Ishiki." As the Raikage would then shake, as he would then say, you speak of the moon goddess, as he would then say, "Moon goddess?" As he would then, and as Raikage would then tell pretty much a story of how a being known as the Samurai of Six Paths, yes, that is Ashura's title, because only Hagoromo deserves that title. Not Hamura, no one else but Hagoromo is the Sage of Six Paths, as Ashura is the Samurai of Six Paths. As pretty much, yeah. So Ashura, as he'd then say, the Samurai of Six Paths, has long ago sealed a person named Kaguya into the moon. As Sasuke would then say, Good, good. That's very good info. As he would then walk out of the village and say, "Alright, now to meet my brother. Now to wait at that one village me and my brother were talking about." As Naruto and as the two who would talk before they, landed would have been talking about Konoha, or the Hidden Leaf. As Naruto, as we go to Naruto's perspective, as he's still looking for scrolls or anything. As then he sees, well, as then he pretty much notices something not normal for the Earth. As he then sees a staff, or a war fan. It appears to be old and dusty. As he then says, "I wonder what this was used for." As he would pick up the war fan and hold it up. As he would hear a voice behind him say, "That war fan is called the Gunbai, as it will allow you to control the elements. Pretty much, it's a weapon of gods. In fact, it was created by, I believe, your mother, if you are who I think you are." As Naruto would then say, "Huh? How do you know who I am? How do you even know who my mother is? Who are you? Come out, human, and die." As Zetsu would walk out and say, I am not human. In fact, I'm basically your mother's will." As he'd then say, "So you're a part of my mother, huh? Then where's the rest of her?" As Zetsu would then say, "Well, she's sealed up in the moon by, I believe, your half-brother. If what she told me was correct." As he'd then say, "Half-brother?" As he'd then explain Indra and Ashura. As he'd then say, "But yeah, the two are kind of powerful." But yeah, those two were kind of powerful and troublesome, as they could not beat her in a fight, but they sealed her away. Along. As for, I believe the other one you're looking for is your dad. He was, how can I explain? Seal. He was punched out of his own body. However, he probably karma sealed. He probably gave someone his karma. His karma. And, well, he's probably alive. As Naruto would then have a sigh of relief, as he would then say, "Whew. So, why are you here?" He would ask. He would ask Zetsu, as Zetsu would then say, "Oh, I'm here looking for you and your brother." As Kaguya had asked of me to pretty much round you both up and tell you how to free her. As Naruto's eyes would then widen as he'd say, "And how do we free her?" As he'd then explain the whole deal with tailed beasts, as, by the way, the reincarnation of Harama and Hagoroma is Mm, neither of them are Jinchuriki, so yes, they are safe, as you will find out who their reincarnations are later. As Naruto would then say, alright, so let's go to the village my brother and I said we'd meet up at. As he, knowing him, he's probably already there, and he's probably already found some. As the two would go to in their human forms, and as he would be in his human form, walking over to, well, Konoha. As he would then see his brother, as he would then say, "Hey, Sasuke, there you are." As Sasuke then say, "Oh, hello, Naruto. So, you find anything on Mom and Dad?" I say, "You find anything on Dad?" As he then say, "Yes, and I also found some on Mom. In fact, I found a part of Mom." And Sasuke would then look confused and say, "Me, you found a part of Mom?" As he would then say, "Zetsu," as Zetsu would pretty much walk out of the shadows, as they'd be in a secluded area of the Leaf Village. So he can come out, pretty much, as he would then say, "I am Kaguya's will. I am Zetsu, Kaguya's will." As, well, he would then say, "Ah, that makes, huh? Ah, so, you must know that she is sealed on the moon then, if this is her will." As Naruto then say, "How did you..." As he would say, "A human told me." As Naruto then say, "Of course. Gah. Anyways, I also found out what happened to Dad." As Sasuke would look surprised and eager to know, as he'd say, "I couldn't even find out what happened to him. Tell me." As he'd then say, he was pretty much kicked out of his, or beaten out of his body, and as mother's, as mother's will says, he is, he gave his cause to someone, and is, well, either in hiding, trapped, or locked away. As if this person is a good-hearted, kind human, or a neutral human, they'll be trying to keep him contained. As Sasuke would then say, "Ah, so, do we hunt tomorrow? And do we begin our plan tomorrow?" As Naruto would then say, "Yes." And so, do we begin our plan tomorrow? As Naruto would then say, "Yes." And as Naruto would say, "Yes." As Black Zetsu would say, "Hey, I will inform Mother that I have met you two. By the way, what are your names, just for verification purposes?" As Sasuke then say, "My name is Sasuke. Um, by the way, just to show you we're not humans." As Sasuke would pretty much take his genjutsu off for about 3 seconds, as he then put it back on. As Naruto would take his genjutsu off for about 3 seconds and put it back. As the two would then say, "As you can see, we are not human. Now, my name is Sasuke, and my brother's name is Naruto." As he'd then say, "Perfect." And as Zetsu would then say, "Perfect, and, well, I'll see you when, well, I'll see you when we cross paths again, as I will pretty much be working with you guys, as my goal right now is to free Kaguya. As he would then say, speaking of which, I found a way how. There is a way how to. As they'd say, how? As he'd then say, we need to gather 9 creatures called the Nine-Tailed Beasts, so we can pretty much create a being called the Ten Tails, and then make a strong mortal called Madara. The 10 I'm called um, Obito. The 10 Tails Jinchuriki. And then to kill Obito, and then, well, pretty much when that's done, we will have my mother will be free, and she'll be back on this world. As then, it should be no problem finding, I believe his name is Ishiki, as the two would then nod. As Zetsu would then say, okay, as he would then sink away into the ground, as Naruto and Sasuke would say, if he is mother's will, then he is like a brother, as Sasuke would then say, I guess. As Naruto then say, cool, we have a third brother. As Sasuke would then say, yeah, I guess. So Naruto, by the way, both of them have yin and yang release, as Naruto would then create a house for them, as Sasuke would then create an armory for them. As the two would then say goodnight, brother, as Sasuke would then say goodnight, and as Naruto would say goodnight, brother, as Sasuke would then say goodnight, brother. As then there would, as we go to the outside, or basically in a bush near where Naruto and Sasuke have just built their house, as a person would be watching with excitement and intent. Not killing intent, but more such lustful intent. As there'd be 2 girls, and as there'd be 2 people. Just looking at Naruto and Sasuke, they'd say, perfect. We found, it appears that there is full blood. It appears that they're here after all. As then one of them would say, so you get the you get the white-haired one, I get the black-haired, as the other one would then say, yes. As the second person would then say, okay. As that is where I'm going to end it off with. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and goodbye. Oh no. I lost a friggin' thing. Okay. Goodbye.